What's up YouTube? So Ghostbusters 2016 has dropped in cinemas in the UK. I believe it's a couple of days until it's out in the US. Ho-hum, but it's actually really good. So I've got a review of it on my channel. Link is in the description so you can check that out. But there are some things I didn't cover in my initial review. There are references to the original film scattered, absolutely scattered around the actual film, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to go into some detail and discuss and show you the Easter eggs and the references. So let's jump in right from the start, guys and girls. Let's bust some Easter eggs. So initially, the first actual ghost is incredibly creepy. The ghost of Gertrude Aldrich. It started with a cold open in the film with a very funny scene. And it all stems from the basement. Now, if you remember, the basement is an important part. So they're walking around filming, checking it out with very old equipment, obviously, because, it's not modern. And we see them come across their first ever ghost in the basement, which is a very similar scene to how it is in the 2016 version. Our next one is a homage and tribute to one of the original Ghostbusters, Harold Ramis, who sadly passed away. In the college, you can see a bust of him as Charles Dance walks away, which I thought was a really, really nice addition and a great way to honour the amazing and hilarious actor. Now, it would not be a Ghostbusters film without the original firehouse, which now is a very funny scene where they are discussing where to actually set up shop for the Ghostbusters, which isn't their actual name at the start of the film, but we do see them try and get this place. But in the original, you remember that it's a bit of a fixer-upper, and it's just not the best place for them to use because it's so dilapidated. Well, a metaphor for actual gentrification. Turns out this place in the Tribeca neighbourhood is now $21,000 a month, which is insane. And then they move to the restaurant where Melissa McCarthy's character orders her takeout. Arguably one of the, if not the most iconic parts of the original Ghostbusters was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, who comes to life. Well, in this version, we actually see him as a Macy's Day Parade, or Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, actual balloon, who then is kind of popped with a pin, a Swiss Army knife, which was pretty funny, to be honest, and I didn't mind the cameo being just a small little thing like that. A lot of dialogue was actually reused from the original film. There's a hell of a lot, too much for me to actually remember and actually say, but one of the lines that struck out was when they said that, why am I being left alone to use the untested nuclear device? Which I thought was pretty funny. Cross the streams wasn't actually used, it was just like reverse polarity field, I think it was, and unfortunately I'm kind of gutted they didn't say that. So the surviving Ghostbusters actually have some cameos in the film. Bill Murray plays Martin Weiss, who is a famed debunker of ghosts and ghost kind of pranks, etc. Which, to be honest, it fell very flat. I expected a bit more Bill Murray and he kind of phoned it in and it wasn't very funny. Dan Aykroyd played a kind of, I think he was a taxi driver in the film, simply just saying, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, which again, just didn't really work. Janine appears at the Mikado as the concierge or the receptionist. I'm not really sure what the right term would actually be, but she also says the famous line, "What do you want?" which I thought was pretty funny and a cool nod to the original. Ernie Jones plays the owner of the hearse, and also Sigourney Weaver is Holtzman's mother at the end as well, which all of the cameos just fell a bit flat for me, to be honest, but I did enjoy the film. Both teams of Ghostbusters, the original and the brand new one, are also kicked out of their university. So both teams are actually expelled from their universities and then had to go their own way. So that's all for now. Let me know in the comments below if you found anything else. Drop a like if you're going to go see this film or if you enjoyed it. Hopefully you didn't watch this video if you haven't seen the film, because there are a lot of spoilers and it's kind of obvious that there will be spoilers. So drop a subscribe as well if you want to keep up to date with all the latest geek news. Goodbye.